Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've ever picked up a penny and thought, it's just 1 cent, right? Well, think again. Because today, we're diving deep into the world of the 1964 United States 1 cent coin, a seemingly ordinary penny that might just be worth a small fortune. Yes, you heard that right. A simple copper coin from 1964 could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on a few key details. So grab your old coin jar, because by the end of this video, you might just be holding on to a hidden treasure without even knowing it. We'll explore the fascinating history of this coin, what makes it special, how to spot a valuable one, and what collectors are paying in the current market. You won't want to miss this one, so stay tuned. Let's start with the history. The 1964 1 cent coin is part of the famous Lincoln penny series, which began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and it replaced the Indian head cent. By 1964, the Lincoln cent had already been circulating for 55 years, but that particular year held a lot of significance. The early 1960s were a time of transition for the U.S. Mint. There was growing concern over rising metal costs and coin shortages, especially in silver coinage. While pennies didn't contain silver, the mint still needed to produce large quantities quickly and efficiently. In 1964 alone, the U.S. Mint struck over 6.4 billion 1 cent coins. These were made at 2 locations, Philadelphia and Denver, with the Denver coins bearing a small D mint mark beneath the date. That's right, more than 3 billion from each mint. So how can a coin minted in the billions be rare? That's where things get interesting. Now, you might be asking, if there are billions of these coins out there, why would any be worth more than 1 cent? The answer lies in errors, varieties, condition, and demand. Let's break it down. 1. Rare mint errors. Some 1964 pennies were struck with mistakes during the minting process. These include double die obverse. This means the design, especially in the words, "In God we trust, liberty," and the date, 1964, appears doubled. These are very rare and extremely desirable to collectors. Off-center strikes, coins that were not properly aligned when struck, can show a design that's off to one side or even missing entirely. Die cracks and cuds, these are raised, irregular lines or blobs that appear due to damage on the minting die, struck on the wrong planchet, in very rare cases. A 1964 penny may have been accidentally struck on a dime blank or foreign coin planchet. Any of these errors can increase the coin's value significantly. A double die error penny in high grade could fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars. 2. Condition, coin grading. MATTRS. The value of any coin depends heavily on its condition. In the coin collecting world, this is known as grading. Coins are graded from poor, P1, all the way to mint state, MS70. A 1964 penny in circulated condition might only be worth a few cents, but a gem quality 1964 penny graded MS65 or higher can be valued at $10 to $50 or more, even without errors. Add in a mint error, and the value can skyrocket. 3. Color and LUSTR. Collectors also value the color of copper coins. You'll often see these designations: RD, red, full original red luster, very desirable. RB, red brown, some red luster remaining. BN, brown, darker brown from oxidation. A red 1964 penny in pristine condition is worth more than its brown or red brown counterparts. Let's talk numbers. As of 2025, the coin market is seeing strong interest in classic U.S. coinage, and Lincoln cents are always a favorite among new and seasoned collectors alike. Here are some real-world prices. A 1964 penny in average circulated condition is worth around 2 to 5 cents due to its copper content. A red uncirculated 1964 penny graded MS65 can be worth $25 to $50. A double die obverse, DDO variety in excellent condition can fetch $300 to $2,000 or more at auction. An off-center strike, or other major mint error, could sell for $100 to $500, depending on the severity and uniqueness. The highest auction record for a 1964 Lincoln penny was over $7,000, and that was due to a combination of a perfect grade and a strong mint error. So yes, a 1-cent coin from 1964 could be worth a life-changing amount if it meets the right criteria. Wondering how to check if your penny is valuable? Here are the steps. Check the mint mark. Look under the date. No letter means Philadelphia. A small d means Denver. Both can have valuable varieties. Examine the details. Look closely at the lettering and date with a magnifying glass. Check for doubling. Check for alignment. Is the design perfectly centered? Or is it off? Look at the color. Is it bright red, slightly red-brown, or dark brown? Check for cracks or blobs. These could be die breaks or cuds, both valuable. Get it graded. If you suspect you have something special, submit your coin to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. All 1964 pennies are made of 95% copper, which means even their metal value is higher than 1 cent, especially with rising copper prices. Because of their sheer volume, 1964 pennies are still commonly found in circulation, so check your change. Don't clean your coin. Even if it looks dirty, cleaning can reduce its value dramatically. Keep an eye on estate sales, old coin jars, and inherited collections. You never know what treasure is hiding in plain sight. So there you have it. The amazing story behind the 1964 United States 1-cent coin. From a humble penny to a collector's gem, this little piece of American history holds big value in more ways than one. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just curious about what's in your pocket, the world of coins is full of surprises, and the next valuable discovery could be sitting right in your change jar. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more content just like this. Let us know in the comments, have you ever found a rare coin? Do you have a 1964 penny at home? We'd love to hear your stories. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, smash the like icon, and turn on notifications because today, we're diving into a topic that could literally change your life. Imagine finding a simple 1997 1-cent coin lying around in your house, in a drawer, maybe tucked away in an old wallet, or perhaps sitting in a coin jar. What if I told you that this humble penny could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? That's right. One single 1997 United States penny, that little copper coin that most people overlook, could turn out to be a hidden treasure. But how? Why would a coin that's supposed to be worth just 1 cent carry such enormous value in today's market? Well, stick around, because in this video, we're going to take a deep dive into the fascinating history, the minting details, the rare errors, and the current market trends that make some of these 1997 pennies highly valuable to collectors around the world. Let's start with the basics. The 1997 1-cent coin is part of the Lincoln cent series, one of the longest-running and most iconic coin series in U.S. history. First introduced in 1909, the Lincoln penny replaced the Indian head cent and was released to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1997, the Lincoln cent had been in circulation for nearly 9 decades, but that doesn't make it any less interesting. In fact, 1997 was a notable year for the series in a few key ways. The 1997 penny features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or the front, of the coin. This image, designed by Victor David Brenner, has remained largely unchanged since its introduction. On the reverse, the back of the coin, we see the Lincoln Memorial, which was part of the reverse design from 1959 until 2008. The composition of the coin is mostly zinc with a thin copper plating, a formula the U.S. Mint adopted in 1982 due to the rising cost of copper. This means that while it still has that classic copper color, it's actually mostly made of a much cheaper metal. Now let's get into the minting details that really start to reveal why some 1997 pennies are so valuable. In 1997, the United States Mint produced Lincoln cents at 2 primary facilities, Philadelphia Mint. These coins have no mint mark and are the most commonly found. Denver Mint. These coins carry the D mint mark just under the date on the front. The total mintage for 1997 pennies was massive. Over 14 billion coins were struck across both mints. Specifically, the Philadelphia Mint produced around 4.6 billion, while the Denver Mint churned out more than 6.5 billion. So with numbers that high, you're probably wondering, why would any 1997 penny be worth more than face value? Well, that brings us to the most exciting part. Sometimes, mistakes happen, and in the world of coin collecting, those mistakes can be incredibly valuable. In 1997, a number of Lincoln cents were struck with mint errors, and these are the coins that can fetch huge prices in the collector's market. Here are some of the most sought-after errors for the 1997 1-cent coin. Backhand index pointing right, double die obverse, DDO. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing elements like the date, the word liberty, or in God we trust, to appear doubled. These coins can sell for hundreds to thousands of dollars, depending on the strength of the doubling and the coin's condition. Backhand index pointing right off-center strikes. If a coin was struck while misaligned with the die, part of the design might be missing, and that's known as an off-center strike. Depending on how severe the misalignment is, and whether the date is still visible, these coins can be worth $50 to $300 or more. Backhand index pointing right die cracks and cuds. These are caused by aging or damaged dies. A cud is a raised blob of metal, usually on the rim of the coin, caused by a piece of the die breaking off. These are highly collectible and can bring in $30 to $100, depending on their size and prominence. Backhand index pointing right clipped planchets. Sometimes, coins are struck on metal blanks that weren't cut properly. This results in a coin with a missing section, a curved clip. A cleanly clipped 1997 penny could sell for $40 to $150. Backhand index pointing right transitional errors. Though not common for 1997, any anomaly in composition or design caused by leftover dies or planchets from previous years can lead to extreme rarity and high value. Of course, a coin's condition plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins are graded using the Sheldon scale, which ranges from poor P1 all the way to perfect mint state MS70. A 1997 penny found in circulated condition, meaning it's been used in everyday transactions, might only be worth face value, unless it has one of the rare errors we talked about. But a 1997 penny that's in mint state, meaning it looks just like it did the day it was struck, with no scratches or wear, could be worth a lot more. Some 1997 Lincoln cents in MS67 or MS68 red RD condition have sold at auction for over $500, and some rare examples even higher. So how do you know what you've got? The best way is to get your coin professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC. These companies will authenticate and grade your coin, giving it an official certification that collectors trust. So what's the current market saying about 1997 pennies? While the average 1997 penny is still worth just a cent, the market demand for high-grade examples and rare errors is strong and growing. As coin collecting gains popularity on platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and eBay, more and more people are searching their pocket change for hidden gems. Here are some recent sale prices for 1997 pennies. A 1997 D penny with a strong double die recently sold for $1. 200. A near-perfect MS68 red 1997 penny sold for $610 at auction. An off-center 1997 penny sold for $225 on a collector's forum. A coin with a die crack and cud combo sold for $85, raw and ungraded. These are real numbers, and the potential is very real. So, the next time you're digging through your change jar, cleaning out the couch cushions, or going through old piggy banks, don't ignore the pennies, especially the ones from 1997. You never know when you might stumble across an error coin or a high-grade example worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Remember, the coin collecting world is full of surprises. Even the smallest, most ordinary objects can hide extraordinary stories and unexpected value. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, please leave a comment below, tell us if you found any cool coins, and share your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and check out our other videos on rare coins and hidden treasures. Have you ever looked closely at a humble penny and wondered, Could this tiny coin actually be worth a small fortune? Well, believe it or not, some pennies, especially from the year 2003, are turning heads in the coin collecting world. And if you've got one tucked away in a jar, purse, or old drawer, it might just be worth way more than a single cent. In today's video, we are diving deep into the story, the secrets, the history, and the jaw-dropping value of the 2003 United States 1-cent coin. So don't go anywhere. You might be holding onto a coin that collectors would pay hundreds, maybe even thousands, of dollars to get their hands on. Let's start with the basics. The 2003 1-cent coin, often referred to as the Lincoln penny, is a continuation of one of America's longest-running coin designs. The obverse, or front, of the coin features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, a design first introduced back in 1909 to celebrate the centennial of his birth. It was the first regular-issue U.S. coin to feature a real person, and not just any person, but one of the most beloved presidents in American history. The reverse side of the 2003 penny still bore the familiar image of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., which had been featured on the coin since 1959, marking the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. That design would only last a few more years, replaced permanently in 2010 by the Union Shield design. So the 2003 penny belongs to the tail end of the Lincoln Memorial era, making it a nostalgic piece of modern American history. Let's talk mintage. In 2003, billions, yes, billions, of pennies were minted. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 3.3 billion pennies, while the Denver Mint produced more than 3.5 billion. There were also proof coins made in San Francisco, minted with high precision for collectors. But here's the twist: even with billions made, not all pennies are created equal. In fact, a few rare varieties and errors from this year have turned the ordinary into the extraordinary. Now this is where things get really interesting. If you have a 2003 penny, look closely, very closely. Certain errors and varieties are where the real money lies. Let's go over the most valuable ones. Double die errors. Some 2003 pennies show doubling on the letters "In Liberty, in God We Trust," or the date 2003. These are known as double die errors, and they can fetch anywhere from $10 to over $150 depending on the condition and severity of the doubling. Off-center strikes. Another popular and valuable error is the off-center strike, where the design is misaligned. A 2003 penny struck 10% to 50% off-center can bring in $50 to several $100, even more if it's dramatic and the date is still visible. Clipped planchet. This occurs when part of the coin's edge is missing due to a mistake during the minting process. A clipped 2003 penny could sell for $30 to $200 based on eye appeal and how obvious the clip is. Wrong planchet errors. Now these are the unicorns. A 2003 penny that was accidentally struck on a dime planchet or a foreign coin blank could be worth thousands. These are extremely rare, but not impossible to find. So yes, a single penny can turn into a collector's dream if the stars align just right. Now let's talk about coin grading, because even a rare penny won't get top dollar if it's damaged or heavily circulated. Coins are graded from poor to mint state, with mint state coins being in pristine, uncirculated condition. A 2003 penny with a rare error in mint state 65 or higher could multiply its value several times over. Collectors and dealers will always pay more for shiny, well-struck examples with no scratches, fingerprints, or wear. So, what's the actual market value of the 2003 penny today? A standard 2003 penny from circulation might just be worth face value, 1 cent. But if it's in brilliant uncirculated condition, it could fetch between 25 cents and $1. Not bad for a coin you might find under the couch cushions. But here's where things heat up. Some 2003 era coins have sold at auction for stunning amounts. A 2003 double die penny in near-perfect condition sold for over $300 at a heritage auction. An off-center strike graded MS64 brought in $460. And rare wrong planchet errors have been listed for over $2,000 on collector websites and eBay. And remember, as demand grows and fewer of these rare varieties remain in the wild, prices can and often do go up. Now, you're probably wondering, How do I know if my 2003 penny is valuable? Grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Check for doubling in the text or numbers. Examine the edges for clipping, or check if the coin looks off-center. And finally, if you find something unusual or pristine, consider having it graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC.so. Here's the bottom line. The 2003 1-cent coin may look ordinary, but hidden among billions of these copper-plated coins are rare and valuable treasures. Whether it's a mint error, a variety, or a high-grade gem, some of these coins are worth far more than face value. And all it takes is a sharp eye and a little patience to find one. So check your change. Dig through that old penny jar. Look at your piggy bank. Because you just might discover a coin that could add some serious cash to your wallet, and maybe even your life story. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the hidden world of the 2003 penny, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a coin worth collecting. Let us know in the comments, have you ever found a valuable penny? Or are you going to start checking your coins now? Until next time, happy collecting, and may your next penny be a priceless one. Have you ever looked at a simple penny and wondered if it could be worth a fortune? What if I told you that a 2007 1-cent coin, yes, that tiny copper-colored coin lying at the bottom of your drawer, might be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars today? In this video, we're diving deep into the history, rarity, and the surprising market value of the 2007 United States 1-cent coin, and trust me, you'll never look at a penny the same way again. Before you spend another cent, make sure to watch this video until the end, because your next coin discovery might just change your life. Let's begin our journey into the fascinating world of the 2007 Lincoln penny. The story of the American 1-cent coin is nothing short of legendary. It all began in 1793 when the very first cent was struck. Since then, it has undergone numerous transformations, both in design and composition. But one design that has stood the test of time is the one we all know and recognize today: Abraham Lincoln's iconic profile on the obverse side. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, this was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Fast forward to 2007, the penny was still sporting that classic image of Lincoln, but what many people don't know is that the 2007 penny carries some hidden gems, from rare mint errors to low mintage varieties that have made collectors scramble to get their hands on them. So what makes the 2007 penny so special? Keep watching, because this is where things get interesting. In 2007, the United States Mint produced pennies at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The coins from Philadelphia carry no mint mark, the ones from Denver have a small d, and the ones from San Francisco have an S, reserved for proof coins. The regular business strike coins minted in Philadelphia and Denver were intended for everyday use. But some of these coins turned out to be far from ordinary. The 2007 penny was made primarily of zinc, 97.5% to be exact, with only 2.5% copper plating. This composition has been the standard since 1982, but variations and errors in the minting process can sometimes create unintentional rarities. For instance, some 2007 pennies were struck on older copper blanks or experienced die errors, making them extremely valuable. Even a small difference, like a misaligned die, double strike, or off-center minting, can turn a common penny into a collector's dream. Let's get into the real treasure hunt. Here are some of the most sought-after 2007 penny errors that can fetch serious cash. Double die errors. Some 2007 pennies show doubling in the letters "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." These errors occur during the minting process when the coin gets struck more than once slightly out of alignment. These can sell for anywhere between $50 to over $1,000 depending on condition. Off-center strikes. Off-center coins are those that weren't properly aligned when struck. A 2007 penny that is 5 to 10% off-center can be worth $10 to $50. If it's 50% off-center and the date is still visible, the value can jump up to $150 or more. Clipped planchet error. Some 2007 pennies were minted on planchets with a clipped edge. These clips make the coin look like a small bite was taken out of it. Prices vary, but a well-preserved clipped planchet error can sell for up to $200. Wrong planchet errors very rarely. A 2007 penny may have been mistakenly struck on a dime planchet. This makes the coin thinner and lighter than normal. These errors are highly collectible and can sell for several $100s. Proof coins with cameo or deep cameo finish. The San Francisco Mint produced proof coins with a mirror-like finish and frosted designs. A perfect, high-grade 2007 S-proof penny with a deep cameo finish can fetch anywhere from $10 to $75 depending on the grade. Condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. A 2007 penny pulled from circulation with scratches and wear might not be worth much more than face value, but the same coin in uncirculated or mint state condition, especially with a certified grade from PCGS or NGC, could be worth a fortune. Graded coins are evaluated based on a 70-point scale. Coins graded MS65 or higher are considered excellent and can fetch premium prices. For example, a 2007 D. Lincoln Cent graded MS67 red has sold for over $500 at auction. Collectors pay a premium for coins with rich red color, no spots, and sharp details. So if you have a shiny, untouched 2007 penny, it's worth getting it looked at professionally. So how much is a 2007 penny really worth today? The answer depends on the variant, condition, and rarity. Here's a quick breakdown. Common circulated 2007 pennies are generally worth 1 to 2 cents due to copper value. Mint state, MS65 and above, 2007 D or 2007 P coins can sell between $5 and $50. Rare errors like double dies or off-center strikes can go for $100 to $1,000. A high-grade 2007 S-proof penny can sell between $10 and $100. Ultra-rare wrong planchet errors or high-end MS68 graded coins have reached auction prices of over $2,000. It's all about the details. Mint mark, condition, and most importantly, spotting those valuable errors. You don't need fancy equipment to start. All you need is a good magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe, decent lighting, and a bit of patience. Start by separating your 2007 pennies by mint mark. Look for the D, P, or S. Examine each one closely for signs of doubling, misalignment, clipping, or other abnormalities. If you find something unusual, compare it with known examples online or consider sending it to a coin grading service. Who knows? Your old change jar could be hiding a hidden gem. So there you have it. The 2007 1-cent coin, a small piece of copper and zinc with the potential to be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone cleaning out the couch cushions, the next valuable penny could be in your hands right now. If you found this video helpful or learned something new, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss our next episode where we uncover another everyday coin that could make you rich. Today, we're zooming in on something you might have overlooked, something so common, yet in certain cases, it's worth a fortune. That's right, we're talking about the 2008 1-cent coin, the humble Lincoln penny. But don't let its small size fool you. Some of these coins could be worth hundreds, thousands, and in very rare cases, tens of thousands of dollars. You don't want to miss this, so stick around until the very end because we're breaking down everything, from the coin's design, minting history, rare varieties, high-value errors, and the shocking prices these pennies are going for in today's market. So let's start with the basics. The 2008 1-cent coin is officially known as the Lincoln Memorial Cent, featuring the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This design has been in use since 1959 to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday, but 2008 marks a special moment. It was the last year the Lincoln Memorial reverse design was minted before the big design change in 2009, when the U.S. Mint celebrated Lincoln's bicentennial with 4 different reverse designs. Now this makes the 2008 penny significant. It was the end of an era, the final chapter in a 50-year run. Collectors love final year issues, and this alone gives the coin a special historical value. But that's not the only reason some of these coins are worth big bucks. So what makes a 2008 penny potentially valuable? Well, the answer lies in a few key areas: mint marks, varieties, condition, and rare minting errors. Let's go through each one. First, let's talk mint marks. The 2008 penny was struck at 3 locations: the Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, the Denver Mint, D mint mark, and the San Francisco Mint, S mint mark. Now here's what you need to know: the ones from San Francisco were not made for circulation. They were proof coins, specially struck for collectors, and they're often found in pristine, mirror-like condition. If you have a 2008 S penny, check its quality, because if it's flawless, especially graded PR70, it could fetch a very nice price at auction. Meanwhile, 2008 D and 2008 plain pennies are the ones most people have in pocket change. But even among those, some are worth a small fortune, and that's where we dive into errors and varieties. Now get ready, because this is where things get really interesting. Rare mint errors can turn an ordinary coin into a jackpot. Imagine finding one of these by accident. One of the most valuable 2008 pennies out there is the 2008 D penny with a double die reverse. What does that mean? Well, under magnification, you can clearly see doubling in the lettering. Look closely at E Pluribus Unum, United States of America, and the Lincoln Memorial columns. These doubling errors are extremely rare and highly collectible. Another one to look for is the off-center strike error. That's when the coin is not properly aligned during striking, creating a very unusual appearance. If the date is still visible and the off-center strike is dramatic, say 40% or more, it can be worth hundreds of dollars or more, depending on the severity and condition. There are also die cracks, cuds, broad strikes, and struck-through errors, all of which can bring serious value to the coin. Some errors are so unique, collectors will pay thousands just to own one-of-a-kind pieces. Alright, here's another important factor: grade and condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, and the closer to 70, the more perfect the coin. Most pennies you find in circulation will grade below 60, but if you happen to have a mint state, MS 65 or higher, especially MS 67 or MS 68, you're looking at a coin that's very desirable to collectors. In fact, a 2008 D penny graded MS 68 read by PCGS once sold for over $1,000. And that's not even counting rare errors. Imagine finding one of those in a coin roll or old collection. Now, what's the current market value for these coins? Well, it depends on everything we just covered. Here's a quick rundown of recent sales and price trends for 2008 1-cent coins. A regular 2008 D penny in circulated condition is worth about 1 cent. An uncirculated MS 65 red could bring around $5 to $10. High-grade MS 67 or MS 68 red examples have sold for $100 to $1,000 or more at auction. Proof 2008 S pennies in PR 69 or PR 70 can fetch $10 to $75, depending on the demand. Error coins. Now these are the big ones. A strong double die, off-center strike, or other major error from 2008 can bring in hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The demand for these coins continues to rise, especially with more people getting into coin collecting through YouTube, TikTok, and online auctions. So yes, that humble penny in your drawer could be your ticket to a small treasure. Want to know if your 2008 penny is valuable? Here's what to do. Look at the mint mark, DES, or none, Philadelphia. Check the coin's condition. The redder and shinier, the better. Use a magnifying glass to spot doubling or errors. Compare with verified images online or in coin books. Consider having your coin graded by PCGS or NGC if it looks promising. So there you have it, folks. The 2008 1-cent coin, a piece of history, a final chapter in the Lincoln Memorial design, and for some lucky collectors, a coin worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. If you've got a jar of change at home, now's the perfect time to dig through it and look a little closer. You never know what you might find. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss more amazing coin stories just like this one. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or want help identifying one. I read every single one. Thanks for watching, and until next time, Happy collecting!